everybody, how's it going? Remi Sovran here. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about depressed shoulders and some of the implications this could have on your shoulders and overall body alignment. So in today's society, we commonly see people with these internally rotated shoulders and they're slightly depressed and they're slouched over. And this just comes over time with the way society is now. We have a lot of people sitting at their desks, they're on their computers, whatnot. So when they're on their computer, they're at their desk sitting there for 8 hours, they're always in this position typing. And this basically leads to that kind of forward posture, and also it leads to kind of depression within our shoulders. So what ends up happening is that we get this dysfunction occurring, and we're kind of deviating from a neutral position. So the thing is, guys, is when we begin deviating from this neutral position, we can get injuries occurring, or there's a greater chance of an injury occurring, specifically with maybe in the shoulders, because now we're in that depressed state. And so what I see a lot of the times is, and this is kind of for coaches, trainers, or even just athletes in the gym, is that when they go into the gym, they may already have a depressed alignment within their shoulders, they may already have that depression occurring, and they're basically only contributing to this dysfunction even more by carrying weights at their sides or whatnot. So, for example, I mean, I got a bag here. So just by holding this bag at my side, it's just my gym bag, and if it's going to basically create that downward force occurring. So now, as it's creating that downward force, I'm contributing more to that dysfunction. Now, this isn't really something I can avoid. I mean, because it's just because I'm carrying my bag to the gym and whatnot. It's something that can be hard to avoid for most people. But when you go to the gym and then you start lifting weights and you start doing heavy deadlifts, or you start doing farmer's walks, or even chin-ups. Because you think of chin-ups, you're pulling yourself further into depression. So just by holding heavy weight at your sides or whatnot, it's going to further contribute to this dysfunction. This is something you want to avoid. So as a coach, trainer, even as an athlete or just a normal individual, you want to look to alternative exercises that aren't going to create that added depression or added dysfunction. So for example, you take a deadlift. So a deadlift is basically going to primarily strengthen that posterior chain. So we have to look to another exercise that's not going to create that downward force of our shoulders. And so an exercise, for example, could be like a hip thrust or a glute bridge. That's basically still kind of working those similar muscles, glutes and hamstrings. So you're still getting the same benefits, but you're not getting that depression within the shoulder. So you're basically avoiding that downward force. And that's kind of just something to keep in mind, guys, if you are someone that does have depressed shoulders, because there's a lot of implications. If you continuously contribute to that dysfunction, you're basically going to get poor postural alignment, you're going to look depressed, and also it just could contribute and have implications for a shoulder injury or whatnot, especially if you get hit or something, like in hockey, into the boards, you have depressed shoulders. Could have some sort of implication, some sort of injury occurring. So guys, that's just something to keep in mind for all you athletes, coaches, or trainers out there when you're prescribing exercises, because we do not want to prescribe exercises that are going to further contribute to dysfunction. We want to prescribe exercises that are going to avoid the dysfunction, but also develop strength, power, and speed within our body. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I'll be happy to answer them. Okay guys, all the best and take care.